Well, welcome back to another episode of the National Blinded Veterans Organization Incorporated. Tonight, we're going to be doing another episode of Tech Talk Thursday, but I do want to give you a bit of information just before we get started with our guest tonight and our host. We do want you to know that National Blinded Veterans Organization Incorporated is in its third year now. We are celebrating our anniversary of 3 years. And so if you all didn't know that, it means we're still moving and we're moving up. So continue to grow. We do have several ways you can contact us. That is through the nbvo.org on our webpage or on our Facebook page. You can contact us as well as connect with us on the Facebook page if you can when we have these Thursdays events. Uh, Also, every episode that we are doing are recorded, so you do get a chance to see this later on our YouTube page as Ray will complete those things. But we do want you to invite someone into the National Blinded Veterans Organization Incorporated. We do want other veterans to come on in and be a part of what we're sharing. And primarily what we do is share information, resources of information leading to professionals that can help you, whether it be tech or it may be activities. But we do cover those things, and we'll probably be doing more as we move forward, as we get into our years and years. But right now, the two basic programs are Tech Talk Thursday and our Adaptive Rec. We thank you for joining us and hope you do this, come back next time and do this again. So please share with us what we're doing. We're not trying to hurt anybody. We want to help you and keep people from being hindered about their life in the position of being whether blind or low vision. So it ain't the end of the world. We want you to continue to move on. And so we do all this just for you. Without any further ado, again, I want to thank you. Tonight's host is Ray Morales. He is the host of our tech. And so without any further ado, let me turn it over to you, Ray.
All right. Well, thank you, David. And tonight we are going to have a special guest tonight, and her name is Corrine. Um, Help me last name.
Nero.
Nero. It's right there in front of me. I couldn't see it. Anyway, she is going to be talking to you about OrCam, and also she has a special project she's going to be talking to you about. So right now, you can mute your phones or your devices, and then we'll let her do her thing. And after she's done, we'll open it up to a question and answer. So then everybody can unmute and ask you questions. All right. Well, Corinne, without any further ado, here you go.
Thank you, Ray. I appreciate your time today. Like Ray mentioned, I am a rep for OrCam. I was formerly in the VA system over at Hines in the Chicago area for about a decade. And I've been with OrCam for a little over 4 years now. I also work with another company called eSightGO, which I will talk a bit about tonight as well. That is a newer device. So just to give, I feel like most people listening to this call have probably heard about OrCam if you've been into a VA. They've been devices that have been around for quite some time. OrCam has had some new developments over the past few years. For those of you who might not know, OrCam is a device that is designed to read print out loud for somebody who's got a vision loss. They've always had two devices. They've had a Read, which is a handheld device. I do have it here, about the size of like a Snickers bar. It's got physical buttons on it, and it operates just like a camera. You can point at the text you want to read, push a button to take a picture, and then it reads it aloud. And then the wearable device is called the OrCam My Eye, about the size of my index finger. It clips onto any pair of glasses, and it does the same thing. It's going to read any text that's in front of you. It can also identify faces, money, colors, and products too. So it's got a bit more as far as capability goes. But as I mentioned, OrCam's been around for many years. They've been very simple devices. So they've been really popular in the VA systems. That's why I'm sure most of you guys have heard of them. They don't use internet. So you turn it on anywhere you go and you've got access to printed material, which is really nice. And as we all know, AI has kind of taken over the technology world quite a bit over the past few years. So OrCam has really tried to incorporate AI into the devices. They've remained the same as far as any offline features go. So for somebody that needs a really simple and straightforward text to speech device, the OrCams will always work great for that. But if you pair it to the mobile app, it gives your device connection to internet, which then provides some added features now. So we've got AI on both the Read and the My Eye. They operate a bit different though. So with the Read, the AI is going to be able to answer questions about your reading content. So if you were reading a bill, instead of just listening to the whole thing top to bottom, you can ask questions. So you could say, what's my total? How much was I charged in tax? When is the due date? Is there a phone number? And it just pulls that information you want to hear. So it's really efficient for reading. The My Eye has AI a little bit differently. So you can't ask those questions in that way. But what it will do is it will tell you information about your surroundings. So you could say, hey, OrCam, what's in front of me? And it will describe the room that you're in, some details about the environment. And then it allows you to ask follow-up questions. So you could say, is the door on my right or my left? Is it open and closed? And what's in the picture? You can get some information that way. So they still remain just as simple, but they also have that AI for somebody that wants a little bit more efficiency and more features. So that's kind of what's new with OrCam. eSightGO is a separate company, and it's been around for many years too. This is the fifth iteration of the device. So I don't have a lot of experience with the previous versions. This one really kind of caught my attention when it came out. It was kind of released a little over a year ago. This is the device for anybody that can see it. It's a wearable, very different than the OrCam. So instead of announcing visual information out loud for you to hear, this is hopefully going to enhance somebody's vision. So it is designed for somebody with a central vision loss, like macular degeneration. The way that it works is it uses a camera that would be situated right above like your nose if you were wearing a pair of glasses. And it is recording what's in front of you and displaying it onto two OLED screens that are inside of the device. So the front end is probably about an inch wide. So it's a bit wider than a standard pair of glasses would be. And that's because it contains the camera and the screens. And so as you're looking through the lenses of the eSight, it's going to help project the image onto the retina, which can hopefully help that individual see a bit more detail. So a lot of times when you have macular degeneration, what happens is you start to lose that center part of your vision. You might still have good peripheral vision, but right in the center is really where it's going to be blurry. And so when that happens, the things that you're going to struggle with are being able to read print, seeing faces, watching TV, anything that requires you to see that detail. That's what you use the center part of your vision for. So for those that are a good fit for this device, it can really kind of help you to see more detail. Hopefully see somebody's face and read and watch TV. It allows you to adjust your magnification level. So it's very similar to a wearable magnifier in a sense. So when you put it on, you can zoom in up to 24x, which is pretty large. You can change colors and contrast and the brightness. You can kind of even digitally tilt the camera too, which is cool. So if you had it on, instead of looking down at my lap or my table in front of me to read something, I can just turn the camera so I can point my head straight ahead. It really works well for watching TV. If you want to lay on the couch, you don't have to sit upright to look at the screen, which is really nice. The best part about it is that for somebody with macular degeneration, you usually have still pretty good peripheral vision, your side vision. And so when you're wearing it, it sits far enough off of your face that you still have range of that peripheral vision. So some wearables are more like VR style headsets where they block everything else out. They don't want to block your good vision that you have remaining, so they keep that open. Uh, if you are mobile and you don't have balance issues or anything like that, you can move around a bit more with it on because your peripheral vision is open. Where sometimes when you're wearing something that has it blocked out, you can't get up and move because you have absolutely no depth perception. It could really cause you to fall. So that's a really nice part about it. It comes with a battery that you'd actually have to wear around the back of your neck. They wanted to make the glasses as lightweight as possible. It's pretty light. And that way the power is actually housed up. It's outsourcing it. So that external battery sits just on your shoulders. You hardly notice that it's there. But you could also plug it into an outlet. So if you were laying on the couch watching TV, you don't have to wear the battery. You could plug it right into an outlet. And then it comes with a nice large print remote too. So you can control it from the leg of the glasses if you wanted to. If you have any trouble feeling buttons, the large print remote is nice and easy to operate. So it's been a really great device. Can really help somebody to see more detail. And there's really no limitations on what you could use it for, aside from driving a vehicle. It's not going to solve that issue. But for any near or distance tasks, it can work really well for. So whether you're reading something up close, you're cooking, you're going to a sporting event, it's going to hopefully allow you to see a bit more detail and zoom in and magnify everything and kind of get a better visual indication of what's in front of you. I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questions.
Okay, don't be shy. Come on. Brian, I got a question for you.
Sure.
How much do these cost?
The eSightGO is just under 5,000. The OrCam is the wearable is about 4,000, and then the handheld is just under three. So they kind of all range between like two and 5,000.
Okay. And they do offer these, correct?
I'm sorry.
The VA does offer these, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Most VAs will have an OrCam available at the VA. The eSight is a newer device, so not every VA has a demo device. Usually, this is something, if they were going to issue you, they're going to want to have you do an assessment with it, because it's not appropriate for everybody. It's not, not a miracle, right? So it doesn't, everybody's vision's a bit different. So it is something that they're probably going to want you to try on and make sure that it works for you. So if your VA doesn't have a device, I'd be happy to coordinate that with them. So you could
They
always
don't
reach
have
out to
one
me.
for retinitis pigmentosa, huh?
No, I mean it's honestly it's kind of almost the opposite. Like RP
Right,
is
right,
you're
right.
losing your peripheral. So every now and then I find somebody who still benefits from it with RP, and it's mainly because it helps you to control like the lightings. A lot of times you can be really light sensitive with RP. Sometimes it's helpful, but yeah, if you're not benefiting from magnification and it's not a central vision loss, it's most likely not going to be appropriate.
And so I've had the OrCam since the camera was still attached by wires, and I was
Okay.
really impressed with each generation thereafter. I think I have the three. I think the one I have, you could actually, like, if you could capture the barcode. Um, I think you can have it tell you, or it'll tell you what it is by the barcode.
Correct. Yep.
It, it,
All the wearables will do that. They all have barcode identification. The handheld ones do too. It's just not quite as seamless of a process because it's not automatic like the wearable. But yeah, they should be able to recognize about 2 million barcodes.
I, I was going to say, what I was going to say was, I've kind of retired my OrCam when I got my Meta glasses. And, but that's what I'm saying is, but I find it difficult, or it's more of a pain in the butt with the meta glasses when I want to read this document. I had an
Mhm.
issue the other day where I picked up a bottle of soda and it told me it was Pepsi Zero, or it couldn't read the label, so I turned it and said it was a Pepsi Zero. And then um, I poured it in my glass and I took a sip and I'm like, this sure tastes like root beer, you know.
Mm.
And so then I poured it in my glass. I took the empty bottle and it said, "Well, that's a clear bottle in your hand." I said, "What does it say on the label?" And it told me mug root beer. And I'm like, "Well, you just told me it was Pepsi Zero." And it said, "My bad." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Wow." And they got slang built into that. But anyway,
Yeah.
it 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 said that, and I was like, "Wow." But I was
Bad.
like, I pick up other things. And I go, "What is this?" Or if I say, "What does the text say on here?" Or you don't have any text message. What do the words say on this piece of paper I'm holding in my hands? And then you just have to drill down with that. With the
Yeah.
OrCam, you just put it on and snap a picture, and boom, it just tells you. It starts reading it. It's like, yay. And then with these newer ones, you're saying, well, you have to go into like smart something, don't you, to have it like you said, look and see what's the sales tax on here or something.
Mhm.
Or is that just in the regular standard mode?
Yeah, there's a feature called smart reading, and that's probably what's on your device. And it's similar to that AI where you can say read chicken on the menu and it would
Right.
find just the items that have chicken. It is a little tedious to do. So the difference is, and that's only available on the handheld Read, the Read 5. It's the AI assistant can process what you're saying because it's connected to our AI server. So you
Uh,
can talk fluidly like you would to me, and it's going to understand you. Where when you're in smart reading, that's an offline feature, so it only knows certain words, and then you've
right.
got to be very specific. So there is a bit different. The AI feature will work
And
more seamlessly.
and so the OrCam is still in production.
It is,
I
yes.
think because I heard someone say that they stopped doing it. They're not supported,
Yeah.
and
That was
they're
a
not.
rumor at one time.
Yeah, that was a bit of a rumor.
Yeah.
I've been with the company the whole time, and essentially what happened, there's many stories, but I think a lot of people thought for a while that they were not going to be manufacturing or developing OrCams. It's not the case. We still have a development team. We're still have support team.
Got a lot more
The
competition now. Everybody's out there.
there's that. Yeah, that's for sure. But really what the difference is they are not developing. They had a device that was specifically designed for like a classroom for dyslexic students, and they had a hearing aid that those were both in development, and they're not proceeding with those. So that was kind of where I think the rumor had started. The low vision products have always been OrCam's main company and main focus, and that's what it continues to remain now. It's just the hearing aid they're not developing any longer.
Okay. Corinne, could you hold up the eSight glasses kind of a little bit longer so we can kind of look at them in more detail?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
they more, I was trying to compare them. I hate to say to the Meta glasses because I'm not trying to compete that device with any other device,
Yeah.
but they look very similar. And so, what are the parables between them and the Meta glasses?
So Meta, I would think Meta is more similar to OrCam in a sense where it can read stuff for you. You can ask it questions about your surroundings and get information auditorily.
Mhm.
This is not going to necessarily talk to you. This is really just going to change your vision. So the
Oh,
frames are, they may look a bit similar on video. What the difference is that the actual like front where the lenses would be is about an inch thick, and they're not see-through lenses. So when I got them on, you're not going to be able to see through my and look at my eyes. This is a black kind of lens, not see-through
oh.
because there's a screen on the inside.
Yeah.
So when you've got the glasses on, you're actually looking at two OLED screens.
I
Uh,
I had So
Thank
I
you.
have an
Mhm.
issue with sometimes, like, I have go to court quite frequently, not because
Okay.
I'm a bad boy, but
Yes.
and I've been to different courthouses, and when I had an OrCam on, I could always just pop it off and put it in my pocket,
Yep.
and go in. And if I have the meta glasses, they made me take them off. You can't go in there. Are those smart glasses? I go, well, yeah, but I don't have them turned on. And they said, okay, we don't want to see you playing with them. And I'm like, there's nothing to play with. You just have them on, but still. But I went to another courthouse and they wouldn't let me have the meta glasses on at all.
Yeah.
Now, of course, they don't like for you to record. They know that these devices record, and it's like, but you have to do stuff to make it do that. Whether it's you're talking, which you're not supposed to do in a courtroom anyway, and then or pushing buttons, and they're going to see you doing it. And so there's those issues with you can get these cool devices like the OrCam, but there's some places they still go, oh, you can't have that on in here. And
Yeah.
but a courtroom is one of them. And this is like traffic court, or I got a ticket because my tenants wouldn't cut their grass, or and I had to go to court for it. It's like,
So the
Mhm.
anyway,
opaque, the thickness of the lens, you said again, as you hold that up again, I just want to, as we talk about it, we want
about
to
an
see it.
inch.
It's about an inch thick. So it's
Yep.
Right.
pretty, the screen is on the inside. So again, we don't see your eyes. However, we do see what's on the screen. So is that saying that the glasses bring things into the screen?
Yeah, so there's a camera right in the
Okay,
center,
there is a
above the nose, and that's
camera.
what's kind of recording what's in front of you, and then it displays it onto the two screens that are inside of the device.
Is that saved as an image? Can you save it or anything like that?
You
Any
cannot, no. So it is it's just for live view. You do have an option to freeze it. So like if you were reading, for example, and let's say you're holding something up and you've got it magnified, if you've got it zoomed into maybe a 6 or an 8x to see it, if you move your hands or you move your head, you've kind of lost your spot. So
Okay.
that makes it tough. So it does allow you to take a picture. You
Mhm.
can't save that image anywhere. It just allows you to freeze it temporarily so that you have, a stable view of it. You can set it down and still be reading your content in front of you. So
So how
there's
long
no
does
way
the
to
image,
save anything that's on there. So it is a secure device.
so how long does the image stay up before, if you want to look at it a little longer?
It'll stay there until you unfreeze it. So you've got
Oh,
control of it. You
that's
use a
great.
button either on the glasses or on the remote. You just hold it down and it freezes whatever you're looking at. And then whenever you're done and you want to go back to looking at your live view, you just unfreeze it the same way.
Got it. Got
Can I
it.
ask you a question? Well, two
Sure.
questions.
Yeah.
Um, the first question is if the lenses is glass and about an inch thick, how durable is it if you drop it? And the
Oh,
second
good
question
question.
is, how waterproof is it? Can you wear it for a long period of time in the rain?
No, I mean, I would not. No. I would think it's like lightly splash resistant. If it were raining, I would recommend sealing it up for sure.
Oh,
Um, Your first question is as far as durability goes. I mean, I honestly I haven't dropped mine to tell you, but I'll be completely honest with you. And working for them for a year, I've never once had somebody break it. So it is warranted. They've got a 2-year warranty on it if something
You could you could
malfunctions.
you could hire me to be the tester on that one.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
I mean, in a year, I've never had anybody that has broken it. So in that case, I would anticipate that it's pretty durable. I mean, it's definitely feels solid and well made. So not a
tethered,
concern I would have. I mean, they're pretty solid. So.
tethered glass or what? Just thickness? Is that tethered glass or what?
I think these are actually like a plastic material. On
Oh,
the inside is like a standard lens, and they are customizable too with a prescription. So if you have a prescription that helps your vision, we could always add that prescription into these lenses. They pop out so you can add a prescription in there, which is pretty cool.
How does that work if you can't see through the whole thing?
So the prescription, the lens like sits in front of the screen. So you'd be looking through your prescription lens and then into the screen. So it's almost like you're watching a
Okay.
TV that's kind of sitting right up on your face.
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
you'd have a prescription lens over the TV so that it would crisp up that image for you. The way that I think that it looks to me is like if anybody's ever gotten a pair of cocoons, they're like the sunglasses that you wear over glasses. That's to me what it looks like if you've ever had a pair of cocoons. I know they issue those at a lot of the VAs. So it's just a thicker pair of sunglasses. It's heavier than a standard pair of glasses, but if you've ever worn a VR style headwear, it's much lighter than that. I think it weighs like 0.3 pounds, so it's pretty light.
Yeah, it's when I look at it first, I kind of compared it to the VR headset that you had, where you have one side is black, and then the other side is open up to look at whatever the camera,
Okay.
so that it can see, but you're looking through that one vision where the camera's coming. It kind of looked like one was, I can't tell because of the glare. But okay. So the glare, well, I guess it has nothing to do with glare. I'm trying to depict. The one side is just a black screen.
Yeah, the
Inside
front
out.
is just, yeah, it looks like a pair of dark shades
Okay.
sunglasses, but you really can't see through that lens even if you're up close. It's
Right.
it's not see-through. So on the back side where you're actually looking through if you were wearing them is a clear glass lens, and
Okay.
then behind that lens is an OLED screen.
Great.
So,
Okay.
so that's what's projecting the live image to your retina and hopefully providing a bit more detail than what you're seeing through your normal eye.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent. I think that would be I mean, for central vision, right? Just for those who
Correct.
have loss of central vision, but peripheral. Um,
More for people with Stargardt's.
Yeah, exactly. Stargardt's, there's quite a few different eye conditions that will kind of deteriorate just that center part of your vision. But yeah, macular degeneration was probably one of the most popular eye conditions. So yeah, it's really been pretty helpful for somebody. If you know your acuity, I would say as long as it's like 2600 or better, that's usually who would be a good candidate for you for it. But we can always help out with letting you try it.
that would be me. I would be one of those. So
Okay.
yeah, because of the acuity is pretty high. So yeah, great, great. And
Yeah.
now, how since you said it's been out over a year, the update with the eSightGO, how has the big feedback come from that? Any feedback?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think it's a great device. I don't think I'd be working for them if I didn't think it would be something I would issue if I was still at the VA.
No, what I
Um,
mean is, how is the demand for other veterans to have that? Is that indicate a highness in central vision loss or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the more common eye conditions that you will see, or that I saw at least as a clinician in the VA. Just because it's an age-related condition, a lot of people get that. So there's definitely a high demand for somebody that wants to correct that. So yeah, it's been a pretty popular device. It's been really well received so far. Simple to use. You can use it on just about anything. Like I said, there's really not a limitation. Whether your goal is reading or watching TV or anything in between, it really kind of helps you to see that detail, which you can use for anything.
Excellent. Thank you.
I have another question.
Sure.
Um, we were just talking about you know, some adaptive sports competitions, and I know like at the Golden Age games, they say some of our events, i.e., like boccia, cornhole, and things like that, that we can wear magnification eyewear. But my
Okay.
question is, has anybody ever bowled with that, whereas they threw the ball and put the glasses on, had the glasses on, and looked down and seen how many pins were left standing and was able to tell?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Blind Life podcast. He's pretty popular. He did a review of the device and took it like miniature golfing and was able to, see the hole and the ball. So absolutely, yeah. Whether it's a sporting event, we have a woman who was actually like in the Paralympics, and she is an eSight user and uses it for quite a bit. So absolutely, whether it's playing sports or attending a sporting event, it's going to hopefully help you to see more detail. So yeah, you might not want to use it if you're, running and moving around or, getting a ball thrown at you, but absolutely for seeing something in more detail, whether it's golfing or bowling, it's a perfect use for it.
Which one would you use, OrCam or eSightGO for active sports things like those?
So yeah, I mean, eSight is going to help you to see the detail. If you're a good candidate for the device, yeah, I mean, seeing most people are going to want to try and use their vision before they start to use a device that is going to talk to them. So eSight's a great device if you benefit from it and can see better, sure. And when you get to that point where you've got to have it at a 15x magnification to try and read. Now that's where somebody's going to try and gravitate towards an OrCam because that's just not as efficient, regardless of whether you can do it or not. Reading at that high of a level is going to be tough and tedious to do, where an OrCam is just going to be able to take a quick picture and read it aloud. So wide range of uses, but yeah, if you have vision, a lot of times you're going to want to go with that direction if you can see and improve that.
Awesome.
If I was just wondering if you took the OrCam and could breed it with the meta glasses and they had a baby,
Oh
Yeah.
man.
would the OrCam go that way in the future where the camera would just be built into the glasses like the meta glasses? I mean, the only thing different is, they got the bone conducting speakers, but otherwise it seems to be, I mean, you got the thing on the side, you can push it and take a picture, or you flick forward for volume up, volume back, down. And it
Mhm.
seems to be very similar to the OrCam. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
they really took a lot of stuff from you guys, apparently. But
Yeah, I don't know that OrCam has plans to incorporate it into the glasses. I think at one point in the really early stages it kind of was, and we got people that really wanted it separate so that
mm,
you can use it if you had prescription glasses or maybe you're light sensitive and you've got to wear sunglasses outside. That's the nice part about it being
yeah,
separated is you can put it
yeah,
on any pair of glasses.
right.
So I think
Uh,
that's probably the direction they will stay, but unfortunately, I'm not part of the development team, so I hear about the changes after the fact or during. So, but as of right now, I don't anticipate it being being connected to the glasses. I think they
so
just
they're still producing. They're gonna OrCam 4 or what?
I'm not entirely sure what's next. I think the devices now, if you use the mobile app, everything is a over-the-air software update. So any software changes are just going to happen on the existing hardware. I don't know that they're going to release new hardware in the near future. That's, something we'll find out hopefully soon. But yeah, any device, as long as you pair it to the new mobile app, any software updates that OrCam does will just automatically feed to the device.
Well,
Awesome.
mm,
Well, Corinne, we want to make sure we're retaining you for updates in the future as you did today. You repeated back with us again. We thank you for coming on to do that with us. Of course, Ray will keep you in touch and so forth, and you can stay in touch with Ray or and if there is any new updates to the OrCam, like Terry wants to look for the OrCam 4 and 5 and 6
Yep.
and 7, you can bring us back to it. Now that people are looking for a series,
Yep.
okay, and so forth. So,
Of course. Of course. Well, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Any
and
more questions before we let her go?
mm.
any information that we can contact you if we need to contact you, Corinne,
Sure, sure. I can always reach out to Ray. Ray has my contact information. You can reach me by phone at 630-642-9810, and I'm happy to help.
Thank
Do
you.
would you do like, well, we already had our Illinois Council of the Blind convention, but do you do the smaller state ones, or do you do like the ACB convention is going to be in July? Do you do those as well, or is
Yeah,
that
I cover different states for both companies. So yeah, it depends on if it's in my territory. Absolutely.
okay?
Yeah,
So,
either me or somebody else from the company should be at it, especially the bigger events for sure.
Mm.
cool.
Yeah, you were talking about the Blind Life,
Hmm.
and that's Sam Seavey.
Yep. There you
He's
go.
going to be our guest on next month's Tech Talk Thursday.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Great.
So you guys be sure you come back next month, and like I said, we'll have Sam Seavey. So if there are no other questions for Corinne, we'll go ahead and close this episode out. And after I get it edited, you'll get the final version on YouTube. So you just click on NBVO, and there'll be a list of our menu come down to tell you which episode, and you'll see Corinne's picture there.
Thank you,
All
Corinne,
right,
for coming again. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys. I
let's give
appreciate
her a
it.
big round of applause. She did a great job.
Thank you,
All right.
everybody.
All right, well that's it. I'm going to wrap this up for tonight. And you guys, I appreciate you coming. Don't forget to tell someone else and have them show up next time. And like I said, it'll be Sam Seavey, and he'll be talking about a new product, I'm sure.
What's that date,
So
Ray?
the date, I just closed out my phone. Hang on. Let me pull it up.
I thought I had my calendar pulled up so we can be exact, because I think people like Harvey, Dennis, and them, they're kind of I think you guys are kind of keyed in on each one of these events, so we want to make sure that they have the dates now so they can prepare, and then an opportunity for them to invite other people in to
Right.
see these presentations.
It'll be June the 25th,
All right.
June 25.
All right.
All right. So we will see you all back here for another Tech Talk Thursday on June the 25th.
All right. Good night, everyone. See you all later. Thank you for coming. Look forward to you on the 25th next month for our next Tech Talk. Thank you again. Thanks again, Corinne. Thanks all the people who joined us tonight. Look forward to seeing you.
All right.
Thank you.
Everybody be good.